With the likes of Cape Cross, Shamardal, Dawn Approach and Slade Power on their stallion roster, Kildangan Stud is home to some of the world's top bloodstock luminaries. We've come down here to County Kildare to take a closer look, as well as finding out a bit more about Darley's Flying Start programme. Joe, it's a beautiful morning here at Kildangan Stud. If you don't mind, maybe just tell us a little bit about the background of the main facility for Darley here in Ireland.
Yeah, Sheikh Mohammed's been involved in Ireland since the mid-1980s. Kildangan is the largest of the 7 studs that he owns here in Ireland. We've got 5 in County Kildare, 1 in Meath and 1 in Tipperary. Kildangan was purchased in '86. It's the largest of the 7 studs, and we've got a lot of everything happening here. We've got our stallion base here. We've got some of our Darley broodmare band here, yearlings, and client mares and foals during the season. So this is a hive of activity, as well as being the admin headquarters for the Irish operation.
What really strikes me is that there's a lovely blend of old and new here. You've got your traditional old style buildings, but you've also come into the modern era with the facilities here, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, and I suppose if you look at what the studs that Sheikh Mohammed has purchased around the world, that is the kind of property that he likes to get. You know, places with a proven history. Kildangan was a very famous breeding farm in the time of Roderick Moore Farrell for 100 years in his family, and it was like 14 classic winners bred here during the 20th century. So a place like that that's got a proven track record, it means it's got good soil, it's a good environment for raising horses, and that's a heritage and a legacy that we want to protect as well. So as you drive around Kildangan, the yard we're standing in right now was built in 1875. We've kept that architectural look through a lot of the development here on the stud with the red brick and so on. It just gives that link to the history of the place.
He won both the July Cup and the Diamond Jubilee Stakes over at Royal Ascot.
Oh, and you're here at Darley for in excess, I think, of 25 years. Just tell us maybe a little bit about your background and how you ended up working here initially.
Well, initially I came down to Kildare from Dublin. I went to race, and I found myself working in the racing industry, and it didn't really work out for me, so I ended up working over in the racetracks in the States. Got to know Michael Osborne over there. When I came back in, I fell into a job here, and basically I've been here ever since.
You've got a great team here at the minute. Maybe just speak about one or two of those that you work with day in, day out.
Oh, we've got Cape Cross. It's a pleasure to talk about Cape Cross. We've got Dawn Approach, who's a new stallion to us. He's foals on the ground this year. We've Slade Power, of course, he just retired this year. And
they've all got their own particular characteristics. Are they generally an easy bunch for you to deal with?
Absolutely, they're all good. We've got a great bunch of guys here. They're a pleasure to work with, and they get on well with the horses. Some horses are more difficult than others, but like some men are in life, some are nice, some are not.
His first foals will be hitting the ground early next year, and I dare say that everybody...
Jerry, we're looking at the elder statesman of the operation Cape Cross. Just how exciting for the team here to see Golden Horn achieve what he has this year.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. You know, as you said, Cape Cross for the longest time was one of our flagship horses here, and it's great for him at this stage of the year to, you know, follow up with See the Stars and get his second Derby winner. It's absolutely huge, so we were delighted.
Do you find he's still as popular as ever, even with his advancing years?
Absolutely. You know, through his recent successes, you know, See the Stars and you know, Ouija Board as a broodmare sire now, he's really becoming a great breed influence. And as such, he's been as busy as he's ever been, if not more so. You know, there's a lot of owner breeders trying to get fillies by Cape Cross, and he's been very, very popular.
And he looks great for his age, I must say. What sort of books is he covering now compared to in his prime?
Yeah, he's 21 years old now, so he is getting up there. And we try and keep him around the 100 mark. So we'll get up as high as 110, but around 100 is sort of his number. And he does very well at that. And with these guys, you know, you sort of let them tell you. In his peak, he might have been breeding 130 or 140. But you know, he's had a very good season. He's getting his mares in foal, and please God, we'll be able to keep going for another while at those sorts of numbers.
Slade Power on the far side of Morrowish. Russian Soul powering home on the near side as they run to the finish. It's Slade Power that's going to win it.
Slade Power is just parading behind us here, Jerry. What's the response been to him in the early days of his stud career?
Fantastic. I think, you know, he was one of the star first year horses last year, and as such he proved very popular with breeders. He's covered just shy of 150 mares in his first book, and there's plenty of quality in there, so we'll be excited to see the first foals next year.
That's it. He had such blistering pace on the racecourse. I would imagine the hope would be that he'll pass that on to the bulk of his progeny.
And that's it. You know, he's son of Dutch Arts, a popular, you know, stallion amongst commercial breeders. He'd been out of a Kia Luck mare. He's relatively free of Sadler's Wells and Danzig, so he's a very easy horse to mate to. And like you said, showed a tremendous turn of foot, winning the Golden Jubilee in the July Cup last year. You know, he was a good sound racehorse. He won a 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, you know, a lot of the attributes you'd like to see.
We're seeing here he's taking everything in the stride. Is he that type of horse to deal with?
Great temperament, great mind. Again, retired here, started covering mares very easily. He's a lovely horse to be around.
Dawn Approach and Kevin Manny, who come through the lead. It's going to be 5 out of 5 for Dawn Approach, running for the first time in the Godolphin Blue.
Jerry, here we are with Dawn Approach. How pleased are you with the way he's taken to the new role?
Absolutely delighted. You know, from day one when this horse got off the box from Jim Bulgers, he, you know, went out into his paddock, looked around, picked grass. He's got an incredible mind. You know, he's a gentleman, very intelligent horse. He's all the class in the world, and he's thrown that to his fold. They're getting his scope, his strength, so we're absolutely delighted.
This fella showed a lot of precocity on the track. Would the hope be that he would pass that on to some of his progeny?
Yeah, you'd really hope so, and I think what makes this horse so special is, as you know, he won his maiden the first day at the Curragh, went on and won the Coventry, the National Stakes, the Dewhurst. But to be able to show that precocity, that early 2-year-old speed that you need to win your maiden at that part of the year and go on and win a Coventry, and then to be able to carry that forward into your 3-year-old year, win a Guineas, won again then at Ascot, you know, very few horses can do that, so that makes this guy particularly special. And again, you'd absolutely hope we'd see some 2-year-olds from him.
Jerry, this must be a really exciting time, because here we have one of Dawn Approach's early foals, and I must say he's a really striking colt, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a lovely colt. He's out of Mount Elbrus, Baratia mare. She's from the family of Invincible Spirit. She's at Emma 3 stakes winners. But this is what we've been seeing with all the Dawn Approach foals. Plenty of scope, plenty of substance, great shape. You know, one of the things I love about Dawn Approach himself is just how much quality and class he has. You know, very intelligent horse, does everything right, and we're seeing that in the foals, so we're absolutely delighted with them. And
you've obviously got a lot of sires here, plenty of mares too. Is it a real painstaking process matching them all up every year?
It's, yeah, we've, if you can believe it, we've just started looking at that for next year, and so we definitely, you know, we're trying to look at the mares, look at what they're producing, match them on their physical attributes as well as their pedigrees and what suits. So it's a lengthy process, but it's always enjoyable. You know, the focus is you're trying to produce the next champion, so you know, there's a great goal there, and it's enjoyable.
We've got a great team here. People who've been dedicated their lives to working with horses. It's, you know, it's what makes the business here so enjoyable for us. It would be to say we work in the horse business, but really this is very much a people business. We've got super skilled people here who just love the horses, love the work that they do. And as well as the employees we have here, we've got several training programs, probably the best known of which is Darley Flying Start. And that gives people from all over the world. As of tonight, we'll have 130 graduates of that program from 17 different countries. And they're based at Darley's facilities around the world. It's a 2-year journey for them. And what sets that program apart is their ability to interact with the industry, with industry leaders at each location to go to, but also to interact with Darley employees at each location. So it's a lovely mix that the people who are long-standing employees, who've got great skills and are very happy to share those skills and their experience with the next generation of industry leaders. So it's a very satisfying part of working for this organisation.
Initially, what was it that caught your attention about the Flying Start programme? You clearly saw a future for yourself in racing.
Oh, definitely so. Well, it's a fantastic opportunity, and like I said, it opens a lot of doors for you, and it condenses what would be 10, 15 years down to 2, and it certainly equips you with the skills to take on a future role in the industry. And
one of the great aspects for people who do get involved is the opportunity to travel the world. Maybe just give us a flavour of some of the places you've been to and the experiences you've had.
Well, we start off in Ireland, then go to Newmarket, America for 7 months, which becomes home in Kentucky. It's fantastic there because you're there for the winter and the summer, so you get to see the whole stud season. Then we go to Australia and do the stud season down there, and so the racing carnivals are in full swing. And then we go on to Dubai for the Dubai Carnival, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's quite a fantastic experience.
Over 2 years, you kind of cram in about 10 years worth of education. It's absolutely fantastic to learn about the racing side of the industry, the breeding side of the industry, as well as bloodstock in so many different parts of the world. And it's, you know, great to be able to draw comparisons now between those places.
And tell us, what was it exactly that appealed to you when you decided to get involved initially?
I actually had a bit of a career change before coming on Flying Start. I was working in reinsurance in the city, and I just thought, you know, this is not something I want to be doing for the rest of my life. My passions are in racing and bloodstock. So something like the Darley Flying Star is such a great step up into the industry. You get to meet so many people, and it's really a fast track, and you can learn so much in a short amount of time.
And the Flying Star program itself, is it something you'd recommend to any young person looking to make a career in racing?
Yeah, anybody in the world that wants to get involved in racing. It's the facilities and resources that are at Darley and Sheikh Mohammed's fingertips are just unrivaled, and it gives us opportunities to see so many different facets of the industry, even meet people that you wouldn't know about without having the opportunity.
And tell us where you're going to be headed, because you've got a little bit of downtime after graduation day, but an exciting career change coming up.
Well, that's it. I've got a week before I start at Sandringham. I'm very lucky to be taking on the assistant manager role at the Royal Studs, which I'm hugely looking forward to.
I'm really excited to be joining the marketing team at Tatzel's, and certainly the exposure we've had to the global industry, is going to really help me, I think, in my future career there. So it's fantastic.
So I've got a job very excitingly with Great British Racing International. So we're based in London, but working out of the office a lot all around the country, basically as the gateway to British racing for any internationals wanting to get involved.
And today, of course, is graduation day. A little celebration, I presume, tonight?
Big celebration, yeah. Well, we're in Ireland, so they know how to celebrate out here.
Clodagh, you've been heading up the Darley Flying Star programme since day one. It must give you an enormous sense of satisfaction to see the way these youngsters progress from when they arrive to the time they leave a couple of years later. I know they spend a lot of time away, but can you really see the difference in them at the end of the programme?
Yeah, massively. And I mean, the fact they do spend a lot of time away, so they spend the first 3 months in Kildangan, then they're away for 18 months and they come back for their last 3 months. So you know yourself, if you don't see a young person or a young horse or whatever it might be for a year and a half, they look completely different, they sound different, they behave differently. They're still the same personalities, but you can see the maturity, the confidence, and just the inklings of that ambition that they really now believe that they can achieve what they want to achieve in the industry.
And so many of them have gone on to successful careers in racing over the years. It must be nice to bump into them, I'm sure, every now and then and just see how well some of them have done, is it?
It's fantastic. I suppose that's very fulfilling. It makes me feel proud. It makes me feel it's a real connection with the industry. And it's just good fun, I really respect and admire them as people as much as anything. As
we know, some of the graduates go on to work for Darley themselves, Jerry Duffy, for example.
Yes, some of them work for Darley and some of them have gone on to success in other areas as well. They're all over the world. It's been a huge success. We've had 130 graduates. The programme started in 2003. They're in every racing nation at this stage, and thankfully for us and gratifying for us is that they're in leadership positions already, and we've got a situation now where we've got graduates employing graduates. So it's going the right way, and that was Sheikh Mohammed's vision at the start, and it looks like it's coming to fruition for him.